Hello everybody, this is General Snivy and welcome to my new Let's Play. Welcome everybody to Let's Play Resident Evil 4. To be more specific, this is the HD re-release of the game, known as Resident Evil 4 Ultimate HD Edition, which was released on PC not too long ago. It was actually a couple years back. It was recently re-released on Steam. And this game right here, this kind of what got me into the Resident Evil series in the first place, starting with Resident Evil 4. I also own Resident Evil 5, but on the Xbox 360. I am planning on getting the PC version at some point, though I don't know exactly when. As far as why I'm playing the PC HD re-release of the game today, is because this version released before the other HD editions of the game that were later re-released on the current generation consoles. But this game, I believe, has a major advantage other than the earlier release date. It also has the option to be able to play at 60 frames per second and at the highest quality texture quality possible. Also, it has mod support too, so that's pretty sweet. So anyway, like with all PC games, I'll go and show you my video settings. And as you can see here, I have a frame rate set to fixed 60 FPS. So everything is at 60 and playing at 1920 by 1080, but I am broadcasting at 720p, so hopefully this doesn't tamper with the PC performance. If it does, I may end up dropping the quality down a little bit. But other than that, everything is maxed out, including anti-aliasing, which is 8x. I don't know what kind of anti-aliasing this is. I'm not sure if it's FXAA or SMAA or some other form of anti-aliasing. Either way, it's anti-aliasing. It's at 8 times, and that's all you need to know. Shadow quality is at its high quality, and texture quality. This is a very interesting setting right here. For those of you who play this game on PC, you can change between the original textures that were shown in the GameCube and PlayStation 2 versions of the game, or you can switch to the HD textures, which are shown in the HD versions of the game. I believe that if you played one of the HD versions of Resident Evil 4, like from the PS4, Xbox One, Xbox 360, or PlayStation 3, then you will not have the option to change the texture quality at all. So that kind of sucks, but oh well. PC Master Race! As far as brightness adjustment, I'm going to keep this at default for now because I can see perfectly fine, because I am playing on the monitor and everything. Alright, let's see. Controller setup. Let's go with the vibrations. I'm going to turn that to on for my controller because I am using an Xbox 360 controller here. It's technically a wired one to play this game because that's just my preferred play style. I prefer the controller. So, let's see. Right trigger plus A. Wait, what? Okay, what is up with these controls? Oh, right, because this, Since Resident Evil 4 is technically a older generation GameCube title, the controls are kind of different, and this is going to take some serious getting used to. That's for sure. Also, another thing worth noting is that whenever you're adjusting anti-aliasing, the game, for whatever reason, just stops displaying for a few seconds and then it displays again, so I'm not sure what's up with that. Anyway, let us go ahead and begin the game that is known as... Oh, by the way, you also have a difficulty selection. I think this is a part of the HD re-releases of the game, including the PC version, but There's normal difficulty as well as easy difficulty. I'll get more into what I'm talking about when it comes to this particular game as we're going about it. But for this playthrough, I will be playing on normal difficulty. There is one unlockable difficulty that's even harder than this, known as professional, which is the game's hard mode. I'll get more into that later. But for right now, let us truly begin.
Resident Evil 4.
I couldn't have said it any better myself.
1998. I'll never forget it. It was the year when those grisly murders occurred in the Arklay Mountains. Soon after, the news was out to the whole world, revealing that it was the fault of a secret viral experiment conducted by the international pharmaceutical enterprise, Umbrella. The virus broke out in a nearby mountain community, Raccoon City, and hit the peaceful little town with a devastating blow crippling its very foundation. Not taking any chances, the President of the United States ordered a contingency plan to sterilize Raccoon City. With the whole affair gone public, the United States government issued an indefinite suspension of business decree to Umbrella. Soon its stock prices crashed, and for all intents and purposes, Umbrella was finished.
Or so we're led to believe. Welcome to Resident Evil 4. Technically the fourth entry in the Resident Evil
6
series.
years have passed since that horrendous incident. I received special training via a secret organization working under the direct control of the president. I was to assume the responsibility of protecting the new president's family.
Why am I the one who always gets the short end of the stick?
You, who are you really? Come on and tell us. You are a long way from home, cowboy. You have my sympathies.
Guess that's a local's way of breaking the ice. Anyway, you know what this is all about. My assignment is to search for the president's missing daughter.
What? All by yourself?
I'm sure you boys didn't just tag along so we could sing Kumbaya together at some Boy Scout bonfire. Then again, maybe you did.
Oh, you crazy American. It's a direct order from the chief himself. I tell you, it's no picnic.
I'm counting on you guys. It was right before I was to take on my duties of protecting the president's daughter when she was abducted. That's the ultimate reason I'm in this lonely and rural part of Europe. According to our intelligence, there's reliable information about a sighting of a girl that looks very similar to the president's daughter. Apparently, she's being withheld by some unidentified group of people. Who would have thought that my first job would have been a rescue mission?
It's freezing. So cold all of a sudden. Must be my imagination. Sorry it took so long.
Just up ahead is the village.
I'll go and have a look around.
We'll stay and watch the car. Don't want to get any parking tickets.
Right. Parking tickets.
Good luck.
Jeez. Who are these guys?
Did you say something?
can hear me. I'm Ingrid Hunnigan. I'll be your support on this mission.
Loud and clear. Somehow I thought you'd be a little older. So the subject's name's Ashley Graham, right?
That's right. She's the daughter of the president. So try to behave yourself, okay?
Whoever this group is, they sure picked the wrong girl to kidnap.
I'll try to find some more information on my end as well.
Good. Talk to you later. Leon out.
Alrighty, folks. So our objective is quite simple. We locate the president's daughter who has been kidnapped, and thank God that the president's daughter is no way associated or affiliated or even related to President Trump. Just saying. Anyway, welcome to Resident Evil 4. The Resident Evil series is known for having a bit of a weird control scheme, at least within the first 3 Resident Evil games. Resident Evil 4 is when they started changing the control scheme and changing the entire survival horror genre, in my opinion, for the better. But the shit really hit the fan with Resident Evil 6. That game was not very well received by hardly anyone at all. So, yeah. After that, Resident Evil 7 went back to the drawing board and became more of a hybrid between the RE4 kind of movement scheme, as well as more of the survival horror roots, of which made the original first 3 Resident Evil games so apparent. So anyway, with Resident Evil 4, this is the first game in the series to make it so you don't have to worry about an overhead camera angle, and you also don't have to worry so much about tank controls. Instead, you have more natural movement, moving left, right, up and down, left and right, stuff of that nature. Okay, that's the wrong button. Let's invert my aim. Definitely a good idea to just stick around here and try to figure out the controls before you head into the village. Once you head on in, that's when the fun truly begins.
Not that way, cowboy.
That's a fun little Easter egg.
Not that way, cowboy.
By the way, I don't know if cutscenes are skippable in this game or not, but either way, Mr. Cop here will try to stop you from running across this bridge, which is understandable because that's not the right way.
Forget your makeup or something?
Jeez, rude much? All I wanted to do was say hello.
What's the matter? Did you lose your nerve?
Shouldn't I be asking you the same exact question? Dumbasses. Anyway, if you want to, there are 2 different ways you can move around and about in this game. Hold the A button and you can run, at least with type 1 controls, and release the A button and you'll just walk around and about. To aim your gun, push and hold the right trigger and push the X button to fire. When it comes to the Resident Evil games, you definitely want to try to not waste any ammo whatsoever unless you feel it's absolutely necessary. So, yeah, let's try to save our ammo as much as possible.
Excuse me. Sir?
Say hello to the locals of the village. And also, how are we able to just barge in? Whoa. Okay.
I was wondering if you might recognize a girl in this photograph.
¿Qué carajo estás haciendo aquí? ¡Lárgate, cabrón!
Sorry to have bothered you.
Whoa! Okay. What the hell?
Freeze! I said freeze!
Freeze, damn it! Whatever. I don't think we have much of a choice here. Nighty night. Oops. Not mean to fire that shot, but whoa, what's going on now? that truck. Where is it? Uh-oh.
Shit.
Well, shit. There goes our ride.
Is everything okay?
There was a hostile local. I had no choice but to neutralize him. There are still others surrounding the area.
Get out of there and head toward the village. Take whatever measures necessary to save the subject.
Understood.
Oh boy. Looks like that one villager who we just killed is not alone. As expected and as you plainly saw with the truck. Ooh, what is that? That's a lot of skulls, bugs, and wow. It looks like these villagers have killed a lot of people. It's almost like we ran into some sort of cult trying to sacrifice people for the Slender Man. Either way, I don't like the situation. Let's get the hell out of here. Oh, hello there. Whoa. Crap, 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 crap. When you encounter enemies in this game, they typically charge at you. Also, within this game, this is the first game in the Resident Evil series where shooting people in certain body parts actually matters a lot. This is the first game in the series that made it so headshots actually mean something. I believe there is a way to reload your gun manually. And yeah, you can do that by pushing and holding the right trigger and then pushing the A button. Pushing and holding the X button while holding the trigger will allow you to... It'll allow you to fire your weapon. Wow.
Oh, no.
Where are the officers? I hope they got out in time. Good question. The bridge is out. I can't get back this way. So, Resident Evil 4 is one of those games where it is very linear, but it does have some opportunities which you can use to explore all around your surroundings. And it's a really good idea to explore because you'll find all kinds of things from treasure to ammo, which is absolutely sacred in the Resident Evil games. And you may also find some weapons which you can use to fight the enemies with. Typically the enemies are zombies in the Resident Evil games, but for the most part, they're really just... They kind of look like zombies, so let's say screw it, they're zombies. Anyway, not only will you find treasures, you'll also find this village's currency, known as pesetas, I believe. Is it pesetas? I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Either way, we don't have much of a use for this right now, but later on, it will come into play. If you want to bring up the menu at any time, push the back button on the Xbox 360 controller. If you're playing this using a PlayStation controller, then it's the select button, or it could... If you're playing this on the PlayStation 4 controller, then I feel like either the share button does that, or the left half of the touchpad acts as the select button. Anyway, as you can see, we have some green herbs right here. Well, these herbs, along with this, are your healing items. You use these items to heal yourself if you take damage. There's no way to heal yourself automatically. Instead, you have to use healing items and use them sparingly in order to keep yourself fully healthy. And it's important to do that too, otherwise you're going to die a lot. And that is bad, like really, really bad. Anyway, within this menu you can select a couple of different categories of menu navigation. And whenever you're in the menus, everything freezes all around you. So essentially time stops itself so long as you're in the menus. So if you need to scramble quickly and pull out a different weapon, you're free to just simply select a weapon without having to worry so much about time, or the enemy's just trying to freaking rush you like freaking madmen. Anyway, the weapon recovery is essentially this briefcase. Each and every weapon, depending on the size, will take a certain amount of blocks within this briefcase. And trust me, we're going to be going through a bunch of different weapons and also upgrading to new weapons as we go about the game. And also the briefcase will get bigger as we go on throughout the game. We'll have additional opportunities to buy a bigger briefcase. And trust me, you want to get the new briefcases as soon as humanly possible. Because the last thing you need is to run out of space within your briefcase. Especially when it comes to ammo and healing items. So that is just the worst. Also within this menu, you'll find this tab called Key Treasures. This essentially tells you what treasures you found and what key items you found as well. And it's divided by two separate menus here. We haven't found anything yet, so this is going to be empty and kind of useless. Here you can also view the map. You can also pull up the map at any time by pushing the Y button on the Xbox 360 controller or triangle on the PlayStation controller. The map will tell you basically everything that there needs to be known about the area of which you are currently in. So that's pretty handy. Like really, really handy. You can view the entirety of the village with just this map alone, which is pretty nice. But anyway, the important things to note are the typewriters, the destination markers, and what's locked and unlocked, and areas that you've entered and not entered yet, and areas that are completely sealed off. I think once an area is sealed off, you won't be able to enter it for the rest of the game, although I could be completely wrong on that. You can also view files here. The files here, you can view the communication log, and you can even view the manual for playing the dang game. It also provides you some screenshots on how to play the game. I feel like these screenshots here are from the GameCube version of Resident Evil 4. Speaking of which, this game originally came out on the GameCube, I believe, back in 2004? Or was it 2002? Either way, it was in the early 2000s. It was first released on GameCube, and it came in 2 discs. The majority of the game took place on the first disc, and the last part of the game, the final chapters, came in on the second disc. Later, it was brought over to the PlayStation 2, and everything was all in one disc. Then, after all that, it was later ported to the PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, the PC, technically twice. Then it was brought over to the Wii. It's also available on iOS. Not so sure about Android, but it is available on iOS. It's also available for the Xbox 360, Xbox One, and the Zeebo. What the hell is the Zeebo? I never heard of such a device. I wonder if anyone's actually trying to make a demake of this game and try to bring this game over to, like, say, the Nintendo 64 or even the Atari 2600. I swear to God, this game came out on almost every console under the sun. And it's still being re-released to this very day. Anyway, I mentioned that this game came out on PC twice. First, it was originally the PlayStation 2 version that was just ported over to PC, and I heard that that version of the game was just a complete shit show. So don't play that original re-release. And the version I'm playing here, of course, it is PC, but this is the Steam version, the Steam HD re-release of the game. This is a lot better, it's a lot more stable, and this also was applied to the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One versions of the game. I'm not too sure if Resident Evil 4 has PlayStation 4 Pro enhancements or Xbox One X enhancements. If they do, they probably run at 4K 60 FPS, no problem. But then again, that's proven to have not been the case before. But even so, I'm not too sure. But I think even on the base PS4 and base Xbox One, they both run at 60 frames per second. Although I could be completely wrong on that, but the texture quality is not as good as it is on PC. Alright, let's read the info on Ashley. Anyway, when you're in the final screen, you can read up on some interesting history about a certain character who you've encountered throughout the entirety of the game. And I believe within this menu you can read up on some lore from the Resident Evil games that came before RE4. Then again, they appeared more so on the loading screens. I believe they appeared in the original Gamecube and PS2 versions of the game, but the HD re-releases of the game with the improved load times all across the board, it was, I believe that's moved elsewhere. Anyway, let's go and make a save here. Save some data right here. When it comes to the typewriter, in the first 3 Resident Evil games, you had to carry around ink cartridges for the typewriters. If you don't have any ink, then there's no way you can save your game. So, thankfully in RE4, 5, and I believe 6, your progress can be saved at any time you come across a typewriter without having the need to use any sort of ink. Anyway, say hello to the tripwire. If you see this, don't run into it like a chump. Oh, hello. There we go. By the way, when you take out villagers, or anyone for that matter, there is an opportunity to get some really good items from them. Typically, it's ammo, or it could be pesetas, or even some healing items occasionally. But most of the time, it's ammo or pesetas. So, after every gunfight, I highly recommend you reload your gun. The last thing you need is to run out of frickin' ammo before your next gunfight. My god. That's really the last thing you need here. By the way, if you want to figure out where you're aiming at, look at the laser sight that's on the bottom of each and every weapon that you'll come across. The laser sight will tell you exactly where your bullets are going to go, and be sure to point it at the enemy. Oh, hi there. Also, don't be afraid to pull out your knife every now and again. Your knife can be pretty useful, but for the most part, it's not the most useful thing in the world. I mean, it's useful for preserving ammo and getting out of close quarter situations with your butt intact, but even so, don't rely on it too much unless you are absolutely desperate.
Leon, how you holding up?
Bad question, Hunnigan.
Sorry to hear that. I'm sending you a playing manual. Hope you find it useful.
I'll take a look at it, thanks.
Okay, so throughout the game, you'll be given special items or even some additional files. In this case, you're given a play manual. I believe this manual only appears during your first playthrough, and for every subsequent playthrough you do of this game, and I believe on professional mode as well, you won't get this manual, but it is saved in your inventory for future runs. So that's pretty cool. And also, you can quickly navigate from one part of the menu to another by using the left or right bumpers on the Xbox 360 controller. And again, you can view these files at any time by going to the menus and selecting File, and scrolling down to whatever you want to view. That simple. Ooh, what's going on here? That looks like a fun party. I want to join in. If this sensitivity wasn't so freaking... Whoa. Oh, dear. Well, our police friends are pretty much KIA. Oh. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Well, that's not good. Well, screw this. Hello there, everyone. May I get a hug? No? Alright, well, screw you then.
Vayan por detrás.
Who are these people?
Bloqueale el paso.
What are they planning?
Whoa.
Chainsaw. Shit. Son of a...
Well, this is quite the predicament. Anyway, this particular cutscene can only be triggered at this point in the game. It is possible to get through this entire section without triggering this cutscene, and if you don't trigger it, you won't be able to trigger it again for the remainder of the game. So, be prepared to make your stand, especially when facing a large group of villagers. By the way, shotgun. Hell yeah. Definitely taking the shotgun. Hello there. Ow. Ooh, damn, that's awesome. Okay. Oh, okay, that was unexpected. But I'll take it. Whoa! By the way, Mr. El Gigante with the chainsaw there, don't get too close to him or otherwise you're gonna be in for a bloodbath. Quite literally. And you're the star of the show. And this guy right here is a very dangerous enemy too. If he gets too close, well, you're gonna die. No matter how much health you have, he will come in and slice off your head. It's kind of like that one nursery rhyme with what is the name of the nursery rhyme again? I feel like it has something to do with the bells of London or something. Either way, we don't want to become that nursery rhyme at all. So anyway, the point of this encounter is you want to survive for a certain amount of time or take out a certain number of villagers, whichever comes first. Either way, once you take out enough people, you'll be able to essentially move on. By the way, if you want to quickly grab an item, just push the Y button and move it around. You can move it around and move the right analog stick to flip the items around to better manage your inventory. So anyway, when it comes to these green herbs here, you can actually combine these herbs, believe it or not. If you combine 2 green herbs, you will get this, which is 2 green herbs times 2. This will heal about 50% of your health, or in this case, since I am in the yellow range, this will heal me right on up right away. You'll also want to combine the green herbs along with the other 2 colored herb varieties that you'll find in this game. Trust me, you will thank me later, and I will get to why you want to do that later on. By the way, eggs, the chicken eggs right here, you can either use them to heal yourself, or you can use them as a means of a distraction. So in other words, throw them at the enemy and you'll distract them for a bit. Let's try out the shotgun. I feel like going shotty mode here. Bye-bye! By the way, you wanna... If you see a ladder and you see enemies gathering all around the ladder, oh boy! Looks like enemy reinforcements are here. By the way, another thing that's worth noting too is that when it comes to the items here, oh crap, I'm out of ammo. I hit the wrong button. Ah! Well, that was unexpected. I kind of want this stuff. I want it. By the way, despite this weapon technically being a semi-automatic weapon, you can hold down the fire button and fire it almost like a full-auto weapon. Just keep in mind, the fire rate is not very good on this thing. And damn it, I'm about freaking dead. Try not to get hit as much as humanly possible. Otherwise, you are going to be in some serious trouble. Another tip that's also worth mentioning too is that you can actually go into the menu and select your ammo and wait. Okay, maybe I'm thinking of Resident Evil 5 that does this, but in that game, if you grab your ammo supply and then move it towards your weapon, you can reload the weapon instantaneously, therefore skipping the entire reload animation. But in this game, it doesn't look like you can do that. So that's kind of lame. By the way, quick turning 180 degrees is your friend here. By the way, if you want to know if an enemy is dead or not, you can easily tell by aiming at them, and if your laser sight is pointing at them and there's no dot, then that means they're dead. Well now, it looks like it's time for the villagers to go to church. Why are they leaving now, despite there clearly being an intruder here? Well, either way.
Where's
What the hell's
going? Bingo?
Who knows, Leon? Who knows?
Hunnigan, I have some bad news. I've confirmed the body of an officer. Something's happened to the people here.
Leon, you need to get out of there. Look for a tower and follow the trail near it.
Got it.
One thing I'm kind of wondering here, how is it that Hunnigan knows exactly where I am and knows exactly where it is I need to go? I don't get it. Either way, if you manage to kill Mr. El Gigante before everyone goes to church, you'll get the opportunity to get 10,000 pesetas, and trust me, you want to do this, especially at this point in the game. It is very, very important to do that. Also, I'm going to go ahead and use this egg. Yeah, I am the Eggman. Bite me. Also, say hello to cows. Cows are just there, just sitting there, sitting around. By the way, you can kill the cow if you want, but what's the point? What's the point of doing that? I'll tell you, there's no point. So anyway, if you find a green, yellow, and red herb and combine them together into one vial, not only will you heal yourself in full, acting like a first aid spray, but you'll also permanently increase your health. So that is freaking awesome. I wonder what the brand name is on these ammo things here. By the way, you see these locks here? There's a couple of different methods of taking out these locks. The primary method is just to shoot them with your gun. Apparently, you can also take them out with your knife. If you're in a high-tense situation, you can use your knife to slice off the lock and take it out, I believe, in like one shot. I think it depends on the lock. It can take multiple swipes, or it can take as little as one swipe. By the way, there are a couple of different ways you can open up a door. Just simply pushing the X button to open the door is fine and dandy, but if you really need if you feel like, or you see an enemy just outside the door, instead of pushing the X button to open the door like a chump, Sparta kick it! Kick it with your freaking awesome meaty legs. Trust me. Kicking doors open is the fastest way of opening doors, and it's also the most efficient too. By the way, if you want to preserve ammo and still open crates, use your knife. Just run up to the box and just slice them open with your knife. It'll instantly destroy the box, and the box is just a box. So there you go. A box. Slice it open with a knife. Might as well open it up with a frickin' chainsaw. Just saying. By the way, you'll not only find cows here, but you'll also find chickens. You can't kick the chicken, but you can shoot it. And I believe if you do shoot it, you'll get an egg from it. But again, why would you do that? There might be an achievement or something that involves shooting certain farm animals or something. But I'm not 100% sure on that. Anyway, before we head on off to the next area where we need to go, it's a pretty good idea to just run around here and try to find whatever ammo supplies that you can possibly find here. And let's try opening this door. It's locked and won't open. There's some kind of symbol on the door. I wonder what that could mean. I wonder if it's a sign of something. Who knows? I guess we'll find out as we make our way through the rest of the game. So anyway, the shotgun we picked up is just that, a shotgun. I don't know what kind of shotgun it is, or its real-life equivalent, but I'm pretty sure this pistol right here is M1911. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Also, hello, alert order. Ooh. Ah, so they knew I was coming, according to this intel they have here. Well, this is interesting. Throughout different parts of the game, you'll also find just pieces of paper floating around about. Be sure to grab them and read up on some lore. You may end up finding something interesting. Oh, hello. What do we have here? Hello there. Are you dead yet? Damn. Okay, please just sit down. Thank you. Another way you can tell if an enemy is truly dead is to simply watch as their corpse just fizzles out into nothingness. Whoa, hello. Aw, what a cute wolf. Looks like the poor thing's scared. Ooh, nothing here except the stinking pool of manure. Ugh. Don't want to put myself in that in any way. That would be bad news bears, that's for sure. You may end up catching some sort of foreign disease. Who knows? Oh, hello. What do we have here? We have treasure and also another typewriter. Yeah, I like that. So whenever you save your progress, the labels are very clear. It'll tell you what chapter you're on, how many times you saved progress, the amount of time you spent playing the game so far, how many rounds, which is technically how many playthroughs you've done up to that point, and it also tells you the game mode that you're playing, too. So that's pretty cool. Also, we have a special thing right here. Ooh, what's this? About blue medallions. There are 15 blue medallions, 7 in the farm, 8 in the cemetery. Those who destroy 10 or more will be rewarded. The rest is illegible. So, anyway, within this part of the game, there's a special little challenge where there are just blue medallions just hanging around about. And if you manage to destroy all 15, you'll get a new weapon for free. However, if you only manage to destroy 10 or more, or 10 to 14, then you'll get the new weapon at a discounted price. And yeah, I said price. I said price for a reason. We'll find a way to use these recetas that we've been getting at some point in the game, and not too far off from now, we will be able to use it. Also, that's just a piece of treasure. This Bentol, whatever the heck it is, it has no practical uses whatsoever, but it does allow you to sell the treasure for a pretty decent price. There you go. Yeah, shooting bad guys in the head is very, very important. And the reason why it's so important is because of the fact that if you do manage to shoot someone in the head, you'll deal some extra damage. So that's nice. Oh, hello there. You can also deal damage to enemies by knocking them off of ladders and stuff, or even knocking them off the ledges. Sometimes you can even knock them off into an abyss, and that'll instantly kill them. But the thing is, if you do it that way, you won't be able to get any sort of rewards from them. But, for the most part, it is a good idea to try to knock them off the ledges as much as possible. Anyway, there's several blue medallions here within the farm. By the way, I believe this thing you can't really push away, so instead, you must shoot it instead. Or maybe I shoot it with a shotgun. Yeah, that's about right. The shotgun is clearly more powerful than the pistol, but the... was that the Bernstein? It's a mug. What kind of mug exactly? I really have no idea. It has a weird name. It looks like one of those mugs that you would share with someone at a local pub or something. Anyway, now let's start looking for these dang medallions. By the way, you can use the right analog stick, or if you're playing this on GameCube, the C stick to rotate the camera around a bit. You won't be able to see very much when it comes to the camera, but it's still useful to look around with, nonetheless. By the way, I think... Yep, there is an item over here. However, you want to shoot this first before shooting the treasure. Otherwise, it'll just fall into that yucky water. The pearl pendant is an item. If it falls into that disgusting water, well, then it loses its value quite severely. So, that's something to keep in mind. If you find a pearl pendant, be sure to make it so it has a clear fall before shooting it. Make sure it falls down on solid ground, otherwise it becomes something much yuckier and gross. And again, it decreases its value quite significantly. As far as where the medallions are, I don't know if they're marked on the map or not. Actually, they are. Thank God the medallions are marked on the map. That's pretty nice. I highly recommend you take out these medallions with the pistol. So if you're going after the medallions, I highly recommend you pull up the map constantly. Trust me, you will thank me later. And again, make sure your laser sight is on the target before you end up opening fire. Bye-bye, chicken. Can I eat it? No. Well, that stinks. Okay. There's one over here, which, here we go. Just need to get a little bit further over. There we go. And number 7 is a pretty difficult target to hit. We just need some good distance and a clear shot. The thing is, I feel like this medallion you can't really get to right now until later. Although I could be wrong and I just need to come at it at a better angle. Okay, where to go? I know it's here, damn it. Oh, it's over on the top left. Of course. Also, I have no idea how long the load times are compared to between the GameCube and PlayStation 2 versions of the game, but I do know they're pretty dang long. Not Sonic 06 levels of long, but still pretty long. By the way, as you're aiming down sight, your cursor does kind of wobble quite a bit, so that is something to keep in mind. So that kind of sucks, but oh well. Not really much we can do about it. But there we go. That's the first 7 medallions. If I remember correctly, the finals about the blue medallions, yep, 7 in the farm, 8 in the cemetery. And I believe the cemetery is our next stop. So, with that in mind, let's go! Let's go onward to the next part. Okay, this is clearly not the cemetery. This is someplace completely different. Whoa, man! What's going on? Oh, crap, 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 crap! Phew! Made it. So, Resident Evil 4 is the start of a trend that people like to call the QTE kind of event that took place within the Resident Evil series. It was first made popularized by God of War, which was released on the PlayStation 2. God damn it, he got away. That's not good. Whoa! Almost ran right into that. I thought I heard something. Whoa! Okay, that scared the shit out of me. Well, that's a first. Funny enough, even though I played this game when I was younger, I never really got scared of anything in this game. Kind of weird that now of all times, I'm actually scared of something. Hold on to that candle for me, buddy. Come on. I swear that stick of dynamite is going to explode eventually. Maybe it only explodes once he dies, or when he throws it. Either way, he's dead. Ooh. Looks like we got one hell of a show going on in here. I want to join in. Here we go. Give me that green herb. Always nice to have. No clues here. Oh, a hand grenade. Honestly, I feel like the grenades are not all that useful in this game. I mean, they are kind of. But for the most part, I never really had much use for them. Other than the flash grenades. Those are special. Those things are really, really special. And I'll get more into that when the time comes. But the hand grenade, it does have its uses. It's just not the most useful thing in the world. Also, shoot the bird nest if you can. Most of the time it does contain some treasure, so don't be afraid to... Don't be afraid to shoot the nest. As long as no hornets come in, then everything should be fine. There should have been something I should have been able to come across at an earlier point in the game, but I feel like now I completely screwed it up. I missed it. I either missed it or I ended up killing it by mistake. At a certain point, we should have come across what looks to be a wolf that's trapped by a bear trap. If we set it free and let it roam away, then it'll come back and help us later. But if we end up either missing it or killing it by mistake, then, well, that's not going to happen. Try to take out the tripwires if you see them from a safe distance. These tripwires have some serious firepower and explosive blast power, too. So, yeah, try not to deal with explosives as much as possible. Ooh, banging on something. I wonder what that could be. Well, let's see if I can open that. No, I can't. Let's check this out. Oh! Hello! Who are you?
Little rough, don't you think? You're not like them?
No. You?
Okay, I have only one very important question. You got a smoke?
Got gum.
Whoa.
Perfect. The big cheese.
What?
Whoa. Oh, man. Oh, damn. Well, we're dead. Game over. Just kidding. Anyway, that's the end of the first chapter. So, whenever you complete a chapter, you get an opportunity to save your progress. And your stats are reflected as such. The stats on the left are your percentage for the chapter, and the stats on the right are your total percentages throughout the entirety of the playthrough. So, our hit ratio so far is 80%. We've killed 30 enemies so far, and the number of times we've been killed is 0. But trust me, that will go up as time goes on. This is only the first part of the game, and things are going to get a little more interesting as we go about this. So here we go. Let's go ahead and save progress, and be prepared for the next chapter.
Feeble humans, let us give you our power. Soon, you will become unable to resist this intoxicating power.
Ooh, what the hell? Now where are we?
Hey, wake up.
Ay, ay, ay. Crawl out of one hole and into another.
You want to tell me what's going on here?
Americano, see? Now what brings a bloke like you to this part of the world? Oh, hey, easy, whoever you are.
Name's Leon. Came here looking for this girl. Seen her?
What, are you supposed to be a cop or something? Nah, you don't look the type.
Maybe.
Okay, let me guess. She's the president's daughter?
That's too good for a guess. Want to start explaining?
Psychic powers. Nah, I'm just kidding with you, amigo. I overheard one of the villagers talking something about the president's daughter in the church.
And who might you be?
Me llamo Luis Serra. I used to be a cop in Madrid. But now I'm just a good-for-nothing guy who happens to be quite a ladies' man.
Why'd you quit?
Phew, policia. You put your life on the line. Nobody really appreciates you enough for it. Being a hero isn't what it's cracked up to be anymore.
Used to be a cop myself. Only for a day, though.
I thought I was bad.
Somehow I managed to get myself involved with the incident in Raccoon City on my first day in the force.
That is the incident with the viral outbreak, right? I think I might have seen a sample of the virus in a lab at the department. Do something, cop!
After you.
Sounds good to me. I wonder what that was all about.
It's Leon. Sorry I couldn't get in touch sooner, but I was a bit tied up.
You're okay, right?
I'm fine. There was a male civilian held captive. According to him, Ashley's in a church somewhere.
What happened to him?
He managed to escape.
Do you have a fix on the location of that church?
No, but apparently there's a secret passage in the village that leads there. I'm heading back to the village.
Okay. Well, for whatever reason we've lost our jacket, and I don't think we're ever going to be getting that back, so say hello to Mr. T-Shirt McGee here. Also, you.
Over here, stranger.
Say hello to this mysterious person who I swear to God looks like someone who wants to show you more than what he has in store for you, if you know what I mean. Anyway, before we head into this little native fortress here, let's see what this mysterious stranger has in store for us. What kind of stuff does he have for sale? Wonder what he has up his sleeve. Quite literally. Let's check it out.
Got something that might interest you. Got a selection of good things on sale, stranger.
Okay, say hello to Mr. Merchant. Don't know if you noticed, stranger, but just see the blue medallions hanging in the village? Come back after you shot 10 or more of them. I've got a specialized gun I want you to try out. Sounds good to me. Anyway, before we end up buying some stuff, let's sell some unnecessary junk. Hand grenades, I think I'm going to go ahead and sell those.
Thank you.
Anyway, there's also other things that's worth selling. Definitely the treasures like these.
Is that all? Thank
Definitely try to sell this too.
I'll buy it at a high price. Thank you.
I believe he gets that line whenever something is worth 10,000 or more pesetas. So that is something to keep in mind.
Thank you.
Okay, so this is known as the Beerstein. Okay. 3...
Is that all?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and sell that.
What are you
Alright. Now then, let's go ahead and buy this briefcase. That way our briefcase is now officially larger. I believe there are 3 briefcases that you can get in the entire game. There's the small one, which you start with, the medium one, and there's finally the large one. Or something to that extent. Maybe there's an extra large one, I'm not too sure. But either way, there you go. That's pretty cool. Also, try to pick up treasure maps of the whatever location you're in. Otherwise, you may not be able to find all the treasures that are located within the certain location. Anyway, we can get access to a couple of new weapons here, including a rifle, the TMP, and a rocket launcher. The rocket launcher is quite an essential tool for speedrunners of this game. Speedrunners buy this rocket launcher because of one reason. It's overpowered as crap. This thing can literally one-shot just about anything in the entire game, including bosses, believe it or not. Even the final boss will die in a single rocket if you manage to hit it in the right place. But the thing is, with the rocket launcher, there's only one shot with it. Once you use it, that's it. It's gone. You can buy another one from the merchant for about another 30,000 pesetas or something to that extent. Yep, 30,000. It's pretty expensive for the early parts of the game, but as you go about the game and continue to make your way through, you will encounter... shit, what am I trying to say? You will encounter some bosses of which you may have a difficult time fighting, and it may be a good idea to just cheese it by shooting its ugly mug in the face with a rocket launcher. So, that's pretty cool. But for right now, though, I think I'm going to go ahead and buy this rifle. And whenever you buy a weapon, it'll appear on the right-hand side of the boxes here. This is more of a discard box. So, you can use this to temporarily manage your items. But, for the most part, though, you do have to rotate the items in order to get them to fit within the briefcase. If you can't get them to fit, well, then they won't sit. Simple as that. And boom. There we go. There's our new rifle. It's kind of like a sniper rifle, and in fact, I believe that's what it is. You can also buy the scope for the rifle, too, for 7,000 pesetas, which, honestly, is a pretty good investment. So, let's go ahead and do that. And I'm going to go ahead and buy the TMP. There we go. TMP has been purchased, and we're pretty much good to go here. It's also a pretty good idea to try to go through your briefcase and try to organize your items. Try to organize them in the best way that you possibly can. So there we go. We purchased all the new weapons that are available, including the briefcase and treasure map. You also have the option to tune up weapons, which is a pretty good idea for some weapons. And as you are upgrading weapons, you can upgrade them in 4 separate categories. Firepower, which is the damage output they deal for every shot that lands on the enemy. There's reload speed, which adjusts the reload speed and allows you to reload the weapon faster. Firing speed, which is the fire rate of the weapon. You can make it so it fires faster when you upgrade that. And capacity increases the default ammo capacity of the weapon and make it even stronger. So that's pretty cool. And each weapon can be upgraded a certain number of times within a certain category. And this is different from weapon to weapon. So for example, the shotgun cannot have its firing speed increased any further than it already is. But you can increase its firepower, reload speed, and capacity. And the rifle is the same sort of ordeal. So, yeah. That's pretty neat.
Not enough cash, stranger.
Sorry. It looks like we can't really upgrade any weapons right now. We are literally just 100% shy of being able to upgrade any weapon whatsoever. However, it seems as though the TMP
What
that
are
we
you
just
buying?
bought,
What are you selling?
I believe it has some upgrade capabilities, but as you go about the game, you won't be able to fully upgrade a weapon straight away, even if you have, like, unlimited pesetas. This is not the case with New Game Plus, but during your first playthrough, as you're going about the game, you can only upgrade weapons so far. Afterwards, you're kind of stuck with what you have, so yeah, we're good here. You'll find the merchant throughout many different parts of the game, and whenever you encounter him, talk to him and buy whatever he's selling, and trust me, you want to do that. Just keep in mind, if you can shoot the merchant and kill him, he'll die in like one hit from anything, including the knife. Just, when it comes to the merchant, don't kill him, please. For the love of God, don't do it. Otherwise, he may never appear again. Hello there. I gotta stop holding the left trigger to ADS. This is Resident Evil 4, in which case that's not possible. Instead, it's the right the right analog, right trigger. The right trigger allows you to aim down sight. Oh crap. It also may not be a bad idea to just simply let your enemies kill their friends for you. Ow! Well, damn, that hurt. Crap. Oof. That was awful. It probably was not a good idea to just charge in like this. By the way, you could theoretically save your stats and make it so your death counter doesn't go up by, instead of just letting yourself die, you can reload to the previous checkpoint. If you do that and you bought some stuff recently, well, that stuff is no longer quote-unquote purchased, and you must do it all over again. So, try not to die. It's really bad, especially for a game like this. Anyway, let's try using the TMP. The TMP is a pretty weak weapon. It does not deal a lot of damage, but what it makes up for is a high ammo capacity, as well as being one of the fastest firing weapons in the entire game. Well, damn, I'm out of ammo. God, absolute last thing that you want in a game like this is to be out of frickin' ammo. So again, try not to waste too much ammo unless you absolutely need to shoot something or someone in the face. Hello there. Really? Really? Well, that was a load of bull. I'll take that. Ooh, man, that was so awesome. There you go. By the way, when it comes to this game in particular, this game has a bit of a strange quirk when it comes to the difficulty. When playing on normal difficulty, the difficulty of the enemies scale depending on your performance. So if you're doing really well, enemies become more and more aggressive and will deal more damage. But if you're not doing so hot and you're dying a lot, then the enemies instead will not be so aggressive and will instead they'll just not be super aggressive. Ow, that hurt. By the way, for whatever reason, the reload animation of this rifle in particular instead of running at 60 FPS, it runs at 30. What the hell's up with that? I honestly don't get it. But either way, it's weird. Like, really, really weird. Oh, hello there. Didn't expect you there. By the way, be prepared for villagers to just start busting down doors. Also, don't be afraid to shoot a villager in the legs. That way you can not only deal some, not necessarily extra damage, but you could also preserve ammo this way. Because if you shoot them in the body parts, like the legs, and you get the opportunity to get up close and personal with them, you could execute some wrestling moves on them and just wreck them that way. Deal some serious damage by just attacking them with just your martial arts and fists. Also say hello to a key item, this insignia thing, whatever it is. Either way, this is only the first half of it. There's still one other half that we've left aside here. And I believe there's still some enemies roaming around and about, so that is something to be on the lookout for. Whenever you hear music in this game, that usually means there's danger somewhere, or it's happening on screen. Either way, be on the lookout, be on guard, and be prepared to fight. Also, these brown barrels are your friends. Slice them, dice them, kick them around. Trust me, you will thank me later if you manage to do this, because... Oh, hello. Hello there. How are you? Whoa, 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 whoa. What the hell? Okay. Apparently, Mr. Dynamite Man is on the right-hand side here, and he's doing the work for me. Thanks, man. I highly appreciate it. However, your services will no longer be required soon, and so you won't be completely useless to me. It might have been a better idea for me to instead use like a line of sight at the very beginning of this area to take out some of the enemies with a rifle. And the rifle is technically a bolt-action rifle, so you must reload it for each and every shot. So, that's kind of lame. Yeah, damn it. You can also shoot projectiles which the villagers throw at you as well, to not only protect yourself from projectiles, but also, depending on what the projectile is, like dynamite for example, you can deal really serious damage towards any enemy surrounding him. And you could also theoretically kill them too. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, baddie. I feel like the rewards that you get from the enemies also scale, like depending on how well you're doing. If you're not doing so well, then oh, okay. This is bad, really, really bad. Bad touch, bad touch. Again, the last thing you need is to be completely surrounded by enemies. And if you see a bunch of enemies all lined up in a row, pull out your shotgun and blow them away. And the shotgun in this game works kind of like a real-life equivalent. Kind of. You can damage enemies from across the map with the shotgun, however, the further away the enemy is, the less damage it deals. At least when it comes to this particular shotgun. But for the most part, if any damage is still good amount still a good amount of damage no matter what. Well, there's still the other half of that weird emblem that we still need to find. It's gotta be around here somewhere. As far as where it is, not 100% sure. By the way, if you do manage to combine both the red, yellow, and green herbs together, it's a pretty good idea to hold on to them until you absolutely need them, like if you're literally on death's doorstep. So, use them to fully heal yourself and increase your health. Technically, it doesn't increase it by much, but over time, as you use them more and more often, you will get more health in return. Well, there we go. All the enemies have been completely cleared out. Sometimes it may also be a good idea to just simply not worry about enemies and just make a run for it. That's probably the best way of not only conserving ammo, but also to keep yourself alive, too. So, there's no shame in just simply running away and living to fight another day. Okay. So, if you happen to have any sort of ammo whatsoever, and you've used up quite a bit, don't be afraid to just grab your ammo and try to reload your weapons before heading into the next room. Trust me, you will thank me later if you do that. Alright, in order to open this next door, what we need to do is use the combine command of these two key items here, put them together, and then use it on this. The hexagonal emblem has been placed, so now the door can now be opened. And I said now twice in the same exact sentence. By the way, the map will clearly tell you, if you happen to have the treasure map, it'll tell you exactly where the treasures are. They're marked as stars. So, that's pretty awesome. Trust me, it may be a pretty hefty investment now, but you'll thank me later after buying the treasure map. Not only will you be able to find additional treasures, but you'll also be able to score some really valuable items too to sell back later if you absolutely need to. Alright, let's see what's behind door number 1. By the way, I have not really played this game in years. And it's only recently that I've decided to fire up Resident Evil 4 for the PC and make adjustments to the settings. So hence the reason why you saw loading save data. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Hello there. I don't like your face. I don't like you. Get out of here. Again, don't be afraid to go kung fu fighting. Don't be afraid to go kung fu fighting in order to conserve ammo. Trust me. It's honestly not a bad idea. You should totally try it. One other item that can be very useful for conserving ammo as well is the grenades. For example, if you found some hand grenades or even flash grenades, you can use them to not only make a quick escape, but can also stun enemies or set them ablaze. And trust me, doing that really is awesome. And it's probably the best thing to do when it comes to enemies. Ooh. Say hello to cover combat. Throughout different parts of the game, Well, damn it. That sucked. Well, throughout different parts of the game, you'll come across opportunities where you can take cover behind certain objects. And it's highly recommended that you do that, because if you take cover, then you will be protected from any and all explosive damage. However, if you're standing straight up, even if you are behind cover, then you will receive the full blow, in which case, yeah, ouch, you are going to get hurt. And it's not fun to be hurt at all, especially in a game like this. Trust me, it really isn't. It's really, really bad for your health. The checkpoint system for this game can be a bit on the ungenerous side, but still, it's not all that bad. Again, if you don't hear any sort of music going on whatsoever, it usually means that there's not much as far as danger is concerned. But as soon as the music starts, that's when things really start to go into overdrive. That's when the fun truly begins. Also, again, Kung Fu fighting. Best thing you can do against a stunned enemy. If you're in close quarters combat, don't be afraid to unleash some Kung Fu-ery. Doing this not only can conserve ammo and can save your life, but it can also help you preserve ammo. Wow. Ooh. Gimme. So like I said, depending on how well you're doing, depending on how many deaths you take, enemies will get easier. As you die more and more, the enemy forces are not as aggressive. It gets easier and easier as you take more and more L's. But, and this is a very big but, when it comes to the other difficulties, I believe on easy mode, the difficulty scale simply does not exist. Instead, whatever the lowest settings for the enemies are, ow. Whatever the lowest setting for enemy engagement is and the damage they can deal. Also, I did not mean to hit my green screen like that. Whatever the lowest setting is, that's the way it's going to be for the remainder of the game. No matter how many times you die, they will not get any easier than the lowest setting that they can be. But on normal difficulty, enemy difficulty scales depending on performance. Ooh, wow. Okay. Talk about excellent timing. By the way, when it comes to these bear traps, be careful of your footing, because as soon as you step on one, there's a pretty good chance that you won't be able to get out unless you take some serious damage. Also, that is totally not normal. By the way, I'm not too sure, but it seems like to me... what am I trying to say here? God, I don't even remember. I don't even remember what I was going to say. Bear traps are kind of like your worst nightmare. Ow, crap. Oh wow, I'm out of pistol ammo. Well, that's not good. Good night. Oh. By the way, I don't believe bear traps exist for the enemy. Oh, you're still alive? Well then. That was unexpected. By the way, don't forget to grab that elephant mask. Otherwise, you may not have another opportunity to grab it ever again. By the way, I believe you can only carry up to a certain amount of ammo for each ammo box. And I feel like the maximum amount you can carry is 99. Though I could be wrong on that. But I'm pretty sure it is 99 per ammo type. Either way, if you get the maximum amount of ammo, it'll just start building on additional ammo boxes, which can take up more and more precious space in your briefcase. So, yeah, that's kind of a trade-off of carrying more ammo, but at the same time, it's not the worst thing ever. It's just ammo management becomes that much more important the more you go into the game. Okay. Well, he's dead. Oh, fishy guy. Give me that black bass. Oh, okay, this sucker is so big that, he's so big that, you can't fit it in the briefcase. Well, damn. Well, I believe the black bass, if you shoot him, he does give you some additional health, like, permanently. Then again, maybe not. Maybe he's just like a full heal. Who knows? Either way, I had no choice but to use it. But if you do pick up an item and you can't fit it within your briefcase, then you either have to use it immediately, or you, brass pocket watch. Definitely like that. It's either you use it immediately, or you will have no choice but to discard either it or something else. And trust me, that's like the last thing you want. Oh. Okay. To be honest, that kind of scared me a little. God, that's the last thing I need to walk into a freaking bear trap. Bear traps are kind of scary, but not really. I mean, sure, you do take some health loss, but it's not much on normal difficulty, if it does at all. Also, say hello to a puzzle! Yay, puzzles! Something activated. The Resident Evil series is known for their puzzles. So, yeah, get used to having to solve puzzles. And hello, insignia key. Maybe with this we can get access to the church finally. Ooh, that's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to it. Not really, but hey. Nice view. Well, either way, let's just head out of here then. Where the hell did you come from? You were clearly not on screen when we last encountered you. Or even when we were viewing the room from a different angle. Why did you let me go? Why didn't you just kill me when you had the chance?
It seems. Nevertheless, you're an outsider. Just remember, if you become unpleasant to our eyes, you'll face severe consequences.
What? Same blood.
I wonder what he could mean by same blood. Either way, well, after that encounter, that ends the chapter. So that's the end of chapter 1-2. And By the way, I believe there's either 3 chapters or 5 chapters. I can't remember how many chapters exactly there are. But either way, there's not that many chapters in the game.
Leon, I've been able to get some new info that might help you.
Fill me in.
Apparently, there's a religious cult group involved. They're called the Los Illuminados.
Those Illuminados. That's a mouthful. Anyway, I had an unexpected run-in with the big cheese of this village.
But you're okay, right?
Yeah, but he could have killed me, but he let me live. And he mentioned something about me carrying the same blood as them. Whatever that means.
Carry the same blood. Huh. Interesting.
Anyway, there are more important things than solving riddles right now.
You're right. Hurry and find that church, Leon.
Indeed. That's still something else we gotta do. Although, I kind of want to see if we can get some more information out of that mysterious stranger there. In we go. I'm sure this won't be it. Oh! Okay then. That was a bad idea. Oh my! What's going on here? Ooh! A lady in a red dress. What could that mean? Wow, what was that all about? Woman in red, somehow so familiar. Well, that is quite familiar. Anyway, if you re-enter this room, you'll not only get that cutscene, but you'll also get access to the chief's notes. So, that's pretty neat. By the way, this is the only opportunity you'll get in the game, so don't let it slip by. Otherwise, you won't be able to get it again until your next playthrough. So that is something to keep in mind. I don't think I've explained how to turn 180 degrees super quickly. Well, you can do this simply... Oh, hello! I didn't realize this was such a bad time. Bye-bye. Well, looks like they're used to toilets. I guess they're at least somewhat civilized. Civilization is probably the last thing that comes to my mind when it comes to these frickin' villagers. I mean, seriously, have you seen what they can do? Also, say hello to the incendiary grenade. Throw this at an enemy and they'll light up like a frickin' bonfire. And it can also hit multiple enemies as well, which is pretty nice. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and reload my pistol now. Feel like that's really the best way of going about this. Making sure I'm fully prepared, ready to go. Unfortunately, I'm still kind of out on shotgun ammo, as well as rifle ammo, kind of, but not really. I still find it kind of weird how hello, Jamar! Welcome to the stream! Oh, you're just in time for more Resident Evil 4. We're in Chapter 1-3. We just met the village chief, and he's the most kind-hearted person on the planet, said no one ever. Whoa, okay, we got trouble immediately. Crap, 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 crap. God, this is the last thing I need. Hooray for iframes! If you are recovering from a... Oh dear. Crap. I'm so dead. Again, don't be afraid to run if you absolutely have to. Don't be afraid to put some distance between you and the enemies. Especially with Mr. El Gigante there. Oh, man. Alright, let's try showing this off. Burn, baby! Burn! Okay. The thing is that when it comes to the El Gigante that... Oh, shit! That was close. The thing that... When it comes to Mr. El Gigante there, he takes a lot of hits to kill. He is a literal bullet sponge. Oh, man. But if you do manage to kill him, you do get a lot of cash out of it. So that's pretty nice. Ugh. Really hate the fact that I had to use my herbs in order to... Okay, that's a ruby. Well, it's not additional pesetas, but it's still pretty nice to have, especially for later when we re-encounter the merchant again. Ow. Jerk. The thing about this rifle is that it's just one of those things where the reload time is so freaking long on this thing that it can really get you killed if you are not careful with the weapon or mishandling it and just missing your shots. And it's really easy to do so in the HD re-releases of this game because of how sensitive the aiming is. Funny enough, I've never actually played GoldenEye 007 ever. I never played the game, and I don't really plan to anytime soon, but I hear that game is really good. Okay, let's see. Unfortunately, I am kind of out of ammo for the time being, but I'm pretty sure there is going to be an opportunity where I will be able to get some additional ammo here at some point. As far as when exactly that's going to be, that kind of remains to be seen, at least for right now. Okay. At least now we can finally re-enter the village. And of course, the villagers are still here to greet us. Any pickups that were previously here are no longer here. So if you picked them up before, you can't pick them up now. God damn it. Round. Ooh, shotgun. I'll gladly take it. Ooh, triple kill. Wait, what? You should be dead. Why are you still doing that? What the hell? Bye-bye. Sit down. Sit down, you crazy mother. Freeze, you crazy mommy. Are you dead? No, you're not. Okay, now you are. Please give me ammo. God damn it, game. Damn it, game. Why must you be so freaking mean? Anyway, Oh. Don't want to try single player. Huh. That's interesting. That I did not know about. Anyway, the reason why I decided to head back here is I'm kind of wondering if I still have the opportunity to find that wolf that was trapped in a freaking bear trap. I feel like I've missed out on that opportunity, but I can't say for sure just yet. He should have been somewhere around here, around this point. Though I can't really say for sure. There he is. There you go, buddy. You're free. I am not a fan of bear traps. Both in real life and in this game. Seriously. Why are they even there? I know the purpose of them is just to trap bears, but I find that kind of cruel. Because as soon as a bear steps on the bear trap, they're stuck there. They're stuck there until they die, so it's kind of like shooting fish in a barrel. But, again, that's kind of a cheap way of taking out a bear. But, I'm not a hunter, so I can't say if that's truly a viable tactic or not. And I am never going to be a hunter. That's just not me. That's not within me whatsoever. Okay, let's head back in here. Perhaps now I can find something, some additional ammo of some kind. That would be pretty nice. It would be nice to find some ammo. What in God's name? If only he'd come with me. Well, then again, if he did come with me, he probably would be dead. He'd probably be dead sooner. Who knows? I can't really say for sure, but either way, looks like there's still some enemies roaming around about here. Although we can just leave, and just leave them alone. And honestly, that may not be such a bad idea, considering the fact that we're kind of running low on ammo here. Alright, let's head out of here. Again, don't be afraid to run away every now and again. Sure, you won't be able to get the satisfaction of the kill, but again, conserving ammo, especially if you're running out of it completely, is very important. Especially for a game like this. That's for sure. I never really had a problem when it comes to ammo management at all, ever. So, even in this game, I never really had much of a fear of running out of ammo. Hardly ever. By the way, shooting that not only lights up the room in a ball of flames, but it'll also drop a treasure, so don't forget to pick that up. Doing so will allow you to not only get a very valuable treasure, pretty valuable treasure anyway, but it'll also, it can also be useful for taking out multiple enemies at once, so don't be afraid to use the environment around you to, not only, light up the room, but also light up some fools. Yes! Yes, I did know that. Funny enough, Resident Evil 7 is known as Biohazard. Biohazard 7.
Got something that might interest you. Got a selection of good things on sale, stranger.
Sweet. So, stranger, any luck with the blue medallions? Remember, shoot 10 or more to get your specialized gun. Well, we'll be taking care of that soon enough. But for right now, though, we need to sell some stuff. A lot of stuff.
Is that all, stranger? Is that all?
Yes, that's all. Give me that.
Thank you. Is that all?
And that. Thank you very much.
What are you
Alright, let's see what you got for sale now. Well, you got a stock for the TMP. Ah, pretty cool.
Is that all?
What this does is this will reduce the recoil of the TMP. So that's pretty sweet.
Thank you.
You can also buy a first aid spray for whenever you encounter the merchant, and honestly, it's not a bad idea to buy it. So that's pretty cool. Okay.
What are you buying?
Now at this point in the game, we can start tuning our weapons, and finally, final hour streaming. Final hour streaming, not just yet, but it will be within the next 5 minutes. So we're about to reach the 2-hour mark. Though I would like to try to finish the first chapter within today's session. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. We'll have to wait and see how things turn out. Either way, though, when you're upgrading your weapons and you decide to upgrade their capacity, you'll get full ammo for free on top of the upgrade. So that's not a bad idea, especially if you're running low on ammo. Okay, let's buy that. Give me that.
Thank you.
And that's basically all the upgrades we can buy for the handgun for right now. Which is kind of unfortunate, but oh well. Not really much we can do about that right now. We will be able to upgrade it again later, but we may also get our hands on a pretty damn powerful weapon very, very soon. Alright, for right now though, I need to decide how I'm going to go about upgrading. I think we're going to go ahead and buy the reload speed, increase the capacity, and the firepower of the shotgun.
Thank you.
So there we go. Unfortunately, we can't really upgrade any further.
What are you selling?
Because we are completely out of pesetas again, but oh well. Not really much we can do about it. By the way, for whatever reason, we can only carry up to, or buy up to one thing of first aid spray at a time. I'm not sure why that is, but either way, it's kind of dumb. There we go. So, any attachments that you find for certain weapons, such as the scope of the rifle, you can also combine it with those weapons to gain that particular attachment's benefits. So, for example, the stock here for the TMP, this will reduce the recoil. This will reduce the recoil of the weapon and make it more steady when fully auto. So that's pretty cool. Alright, let's just go with this for now and open up the door and be on our merry way. Onward to the next part of the game. Well, it looks like we're here in the cemetery. We're finally here at long last. After what seems like a freaking eternity. Anyway, now that we're here, it's time to go on a medallion hunt once again. Well, if you end up getting that or killed, you just go back to the previous checkpoint. So, that kind of sucks, but at the same time, it is just part of the game. Something to get used to. I've already died at least once already, so, uh-oh. Looks like we got some friends on the way. God, that's the last thing I need now. Is to go on a freaking blue medallion hunt while also having to deal with a lot of enemies. Crap. It is pretty nice to make those enemies that wield the dynamite. It's nice to just watch them throw the dynamite and watch them kill their friends instead of hurt you. So that's pretty cool. Don't be afraid to use that to your advantage. Okay, so I'm wrong about when it comes to the largest amount of ammo you can carry per ammo. It's dependent on ammo type. For the TMP, since it has such a high fire rate and it fires so freaking fast, and it can carry up to so much ammo, you can carry a large amount of ammo for one ammo crate. Also, say hello to this thing. 3 family insignias of the Dread Ringers. Looks like the dial only turns clockwise in either 3 or 4 increments. By the way, choosing to complete this puzzle will allow you access to that treasure. And I believe so long as you're trying to solve this puzzle here, everything freezes in time around you. So that's pretty nice. By the way, I believe the solution for this is you want to create the insignia. Or something to that extent. Okay. Dead, damn it. Oh! Okay, that was the solution. Huh. Okay then. That's pretty nice. Doing that puzzle is completely optional, but you still want to do it anyway, so that way you can get your hands on some pretty valuable treasure. Nighty night. Like I said, the TMP is considered the weakest weapon in the entire game, but it does make up for it for dealing lots and lots of lead downrange.
Leon, have you reached the church yet?
Well, yeah. Sort of.
Leon, did I mention not to take the scenic route? At any rate, Ashley's probably inside that structure. Rescue her, hurry!
Okay. I had no idea that was actually optional dialogue you can get. Alright, let's head inside if we can, which it doesn't look like we can. That sucks.
Hunnigan, it's Leon. The door's locked. I can't get in.
Didn't they teach you how to pick locks at the academy?
Yeah. There's some sort of indentation, like something might fit inside.
Well, there's no use standing around. Leon, you have to find some way or something to get inside.
That's true. We do need to get inside that church in order to save the president's daughter, as she is being held captive and is in quite a lot of distress. Man. However, before we head there, there's still the matter of blue medallions that we need to shoot out. Here we go. That's number 10. 10 out of 15. Still got 5 left. And the remaining 5 are somewhere within this general vicinity. Again, the map is your friend. Pull up the map screen if you are trying to find the blue medallions. Otherwise, you may not be able to find them unless you just go actively try to go and search about them. Yeah. That would be a good idea. Try not to use the F-bomb if you possibly can. Nighty night, Mr. Villager. May you never rise from the ashes again. Anyway, there is another medallion around here, like very close to where I am. However, I think in order to get it, you need to jump over this gap and shoot from here. Otherwise, you won't be able to do so. Whoa! Hello! Closure of the church. Well, that's interesting. This basically outlines the plan. The plan of which the villagers have for the church, and like, why is it that it's closed? Why is this happening? Well, anyway, at this point in the game now, if you smash open crates, there is the possibility of random snakes being inside of the crates. So be careful when slicing crates open. Otherwise, if you end up slicing it open and you don't expect a snake to be there, it'll deal quite a bit of damage to you if it strikes you. So, if you see something that looks kind of odd, slice at the box again. Doing so will not only ensure that you'll kill the snake in one strike, but it'll also prevent you from taking damage. Again, you gotta be fast on that, otherwise Mr. Snaky is going to be like, yeah, hi there, die! And if you're in very, very critical health, like literally on death's doorstep, the snake can kill you instantaneously. Which would be really, really bad. Death by snake. One of the worst ways to die in the Resident Evil games. Or at least with RE4. Oh, hello there. Hello there. There we go. Ease down. Again, you don't have to fight them if you don't want to, but again, it's worth it. It's worth taking them out so that way you can not worry about dealing with them again later. And again, anytime you pick up some ammo... Oh, hello. What do we have here? Bunch of bleats. Die. Man, I love doing that. When it comes to the flash grenades, if you throw them into a flock of birds, it will instantly vaporize them for whatever reason. I don't think that's how it works in real life. Either way, if you manage to throw the stun grenade before any of the birds fly away, you'll get not only a bunch of pesetas, but even another flash grenade if you are clever enough with your usage. Either way, it just takes one stun grenade and boom! The birds are lit up like a frickin' Christmas tree. The best kind of Christmas tree. Oh boy. Love it. Oh, that's pretty awesome. Okay. Now then, before we move on, let's head down here. This looks kind of, pretty important. There's really not much of a point to this room right now, but this is a place where you can, meet Mr. Merchant. The merchant's here, so you can, come here and buy some stuff if you absolutely need to. You can also find ammo in barrels and stuff. So, that's pretty handy. And even some additional treasures and pesetas too. So that's pretty cool. Let's see. Speaking of treasures, pretty much gotten all the treasures up to this point so far. So far, so good. Okay. Alright, what do you have for sale, sir?
Some rare things on sale, stranger.
Well done, stranger. I see you shot enough number of medallions. Like I promised, go claim your specialized gun in the buy screen. Don't worry about money. This one's on the house. If you manage to shoot all 15 blue medallions, you get the Punisher for free. So, this is the specialized gun I was talking about. So essentially, this is an upgraded version of the handgun that we've had previously. So that's pretty cool. It starts with a firepower of 1.1. So essentially, upgrading the weapon was not necessarily pointless, but at the same time, it's still another weapon you can use for this point in the game. And it's a pretty good idea to pick it up. Okay. Well, take care, Jamar. Thank you for stopping by. Okay, anyway, as far as stats are concerned, the Punisher is slightly stronger than the handgun, even on default. And the reload time is essentially the same when compared to the handgun. But we did upgrade the handgun recently to 1.47 as far as the reload time is concerned.
What are you buying?
Okay, basically the same stats all around.
What are you selling?
To sell the handgun? Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and sell this. Go ahead and sell the handgun and pick up the Punisher. Takes the same amount of space as the handgun before it, so I'd say it's a pretty worthy upgrade.
What are you buying?
So, let's go and upgrade the Punisher a bit. Maybe. Let me make sure there's nothing else for sale that's really important.
What are you selling?
Nah. Okay, we're good. We're good then. Let's go and start selling some treasures that we picked up so far. And that's about that.
What are you
That's
buying?
it. Okay.
What are you buying?
Alright. Now would be a good
Is
time
that
to
all?
start upgrading the Punisher as much as possible.
Thank you.
That's pretty cool. At least the weapon is upgraded quite a bit compared to some of the other weapons we have at our disposal right now. Okay, what should I upgrade next? I feel like I should upgrade the TMP a bit. I think I'm going to go ahead and upgrade its ammo
Is that
capacity
all?
because that's
Thank
the
you.
cheapest. And I can upgrade that to 50 freaking rounds, which is insane. Plus, I get the ammo for free, so that's even better. Huzzah! According to our in-game timer, we're 2 hours into our playthrough so far, even though I've been clearly going on for well over 2 hours and 11 minutes. But hey, just saying. Now that that's done, let's move on to the next part of the game. Give me that ammo. Definitely need it, because God only knows what's gonna lie ahead. Another long stretch of road. Heads up. Heads up. Oh great, another giant boulder. Oh man. I don't even know if there's any way you can skip this sequence. So we kind of have to roll with the punches. See what I did there? By the way, the button prompts set up here on screen aren't necessarily random except for the dodge one. Sometimes that's assigned to both the A and X button at the same time, while other times it's assigned to both the triggers. So that is something to keep in mind. Hello there. Damn, I suck. You definitely want to try to keep it so you encounter enemies one at a time. This is really the best way of taking out these enemies. Hello there. Didn't really mean to take out that tripwire, because that probably could have helped me in the long run. Well, that's okay. It's pretty wise to try to take out the enemies from a distance and take them out one by one. Because if you encounter multiple... Oh, hello, Mr. Snake. Mr. Solid Snake. Oh, Jesus. Uh-oh. Of course. Still got to deal with tripwires. Hello. Boom! Take that, dumbass. And take that, you jerk. Oh boy. This part of the game can be kind of difficult, but in actuality, not really. Again, it's trying to keep yourself a good distance, good safe distance between you, the enemies, and everyone else in between. And try not to get hit too often. Also, don't be afraid to use your environment to your advantage. Trust me. Ah! Okay. Jump, jump, jump. My God, man. Okay, well, at this point now, we are completely stockpiling TMP ammo. It looks like we can carry up to 100 of them within a single ammo box, so that's pretty nice. So, by all means, let's find our way. At least this will take out the enemies nice and quickly. Also, don't be afraid to use grenades. Although, again, I don't find them all that useful in this game. At least the hand grenades. Flash grenades are a lot more useful than you would think. Crap. Ooh, damn! Kicking him so hard in the head that it explodes. God, how I love that. There we go. Looks like everyone has finally been cleared out. By the way, when it comes to any items that spawn in, whether it be from enemies or from something else entirely, they'll only stick around for a certain period of time. Afterwards, they just vanish without a trace. I don't know why that is. The only exception, of course, to that is treasures. Treasures stick around forever. Go. Hello there. And take that. Nice roundhouse kick. Roundhouse. Roadhouse. Oh man, that's nice. I really hate the fact that whenever you get grabbed, you lose health like really, really quickly. Even on normal difficulty, you lose health super fast. I believe on easy difficulty, it doesn't drain nearly as fast. But again, that is something else to keep in mind as you're going about this game, is that if an enemy manages to grab you, you're going to die very quickly if you're not careful. There we go. I'll be using that, thank you. Oh, hello. We have a villager in the distance. A nice, safe distance. Let's kill it. Boom. The thing is, when it comes to rifles, like the sniper rifles, if you manage to shoot an enemy in the head, most of the time they will die in one hit. So that's pretty cool. But the thing is, when it comes to most enemies that have like helmets and stuff, they will take multiple hits in order to take them out. So be sure that keep that in mind as you're going about through the game. Ooh, antique pipe. It's a very nice pipe too. And it looks like it was kept in really nice, pristine condition. That's pretty cool. So, as soon as you finish an area off and you clear everyone out, don't be afraid to explore the area and try to find as many items as you possibly can. I believe there was another treasure in here, wasn't there? No, that was the only one. By the way, once you leave the village area and the farm gets sealed off and you haven't gotten all of the blue medallions, there would be no way you can get the remaining blue medallions. By the way, as I said, the Punisher, if you manage to get all 15 of the blue medals, you can get this weapon free. However, if you get anywhere from 10 to 14 of the blue medals, then you will get it at a discounted price. Here we go. Oh, hello. Yeah, damn it. Stupid snake. Making me waste ammo to take out thugs like you. You're scum. You're filth. I'm gonna tear you apart. Oh, boy. Okay. At least for the most part, we're pretty cleared as far as treasures and everything else are concerned for right now. But we still have quite a ways to go within this village There's still a lot of things to grab and a lot of things to do. The first major thing, of course, being the church. How are we going to get inside? Ooh.
Vámonos. Ándale.
Well, he's pretty much dead no matter what. May ye rest in peace, you brave, brave souls, and no one ever. Whoa! Is that the Meg from the Meg movie? Either way, it's a big fish. And it kind of looks like a salamander, believe it or not. Maybe that's what it is. It looks like a gigantic mutated salamander. And no, not the ones that breathe fire and shit. No. I mean like a real life one. Duh. Resident Evil series do take place in some sort of form of reality. Not necessarily reality TV per se, but more so, it's really weird to explain. It's just, one of those, alternate realities of sort. By the way, don't forget to grab that treasure there. Otherwise, you won't be able to get it again. Because I believe this is one of those areas where, after you clear it, you won't be able to come back here ever again. Then again, maybe I'm wrong, but for the most part, I'm pretty sure that's how it works. There are a lot of places where you can only access it an area once, and then you can't access it again. By the way, here's an Easter egg here. Let's shoot the water. Whoa! Do not shoot the water. Yeah, you get an achievement for doing that too, so that's pretty cool. Although it does count as a death, it's still a pretty awesome little Easter egg. If you shoot the water, then Mr. Salamander does not like that at all. And instead, he'll just come from the water and just completely murder you. Alrighty, now it's time for the next major encounter. But before we go anywhere, as far as the controls for this thing are concerned, it looks like the controls for this are pretty straightforward. You just move the analog stick in the direction that you want to go. There's no accelerate button. It's not like a racing game or anything. Whoa! He's even bigger up close. Oh man. Well, this isn't good. And things have officially just gotten worse. Fantastic. Now, unfortunately, we're stuck to the salamander, and the only way we're going to be able to get the hell off of him is to kill him. Ah, crap. This isn't good. If you fall into the water at any point, not only will you lose health, but depending on how far away you are from the boat, it'll be harder and harder to get to the boat again. So, that's something to be on the lookout for. And, of course, if the salamander himself hits you, you'll, again, lose health. Crap. Just made it. It looks like you can heal yourself in this fight, so don't be afraid to use any healing items that you feel is necessary. In order to deal damage to Mr. Gigantic Salamander Man here, what you have to do is hold the right trigger and throw harpoons at him. Throughout several points in the fight, the salamander will dive underwater and will go really, really far away from you. In which case, you'll automatically start picking up harpoons. And that will be your best opportunity to throw the harpoons at the salamander. Oh, come on! That's just bull. Hello, Shadow Raw. Welcome to the stream. We're fighting a gigantic mutated salamander right now. And as you can see, I suck at this fight. I can't hit this thing worth beans, and I can't dodge worth beans. Another thing to keep in mind too, you do have to do quite a bit of multitasking throughout this fight. Not only do you have to dodge the salamander as it comes out and strikes you, you also have to be sure to dodge the environment that's around you. If you don't dodge, well then you're going to die. And dying is really, really bad, especially in a fight like this. Even on New Game Plus, this fight is one of those fights where it can be considered one of the worst fights in the entire game. Thankfully, when it comes to sections like this, at least the game does tell you which direction the salamander is going to be coming from. But I believe if you miss your harpoon throw before this thing reaches you, then you will die instantly. Then or be thrown off the boat. Either way, after a certain number of throws, the salamander is dead. Whew. Well, that was hairy. Huh? Oh, crap! Rope is stuck on our leg. Oh, man. Phew! There we go. We did it. Managed to cut the rope in time. Okay, that's done. It looks like now we can finally move on and continue on our merry way. But for whatever reason, that fight seriously wiped us out, and it looks like something's going on. Coughing up blood and everything. Ooh, man, I don't like the looks of that. Well, either way, chapter 1-3 is over. And that's basically all of chapter 1 right there. So now we're going to be starting up chapter 2. The second part of the game and the second half of the village is now going to be available to us. Once we get to the church, that is, and free Ashley. Ooh, what the heck? Ooh, that doesn't look good. Ooh, well, at least that was just an illusion. Still, that was creepy. Creepy as all hell.
Leon, it's been 6 hours since our last transmission. I was starting to get worried.
Don't you mean lonely? Anyway, I started to feel dizzy, and then I guess I must have lost consciousness.
Lost consciousness? Maybe that has some connection to what the village chief was talking about.
Can't say. But I'm alright now. I'm gonna continue my mission.
Okay, well, at the very least, We're able to get back up on our feet. What's this? An anonymous letter. An important item hidden in the falls. Able to get to it. Able to get Ashley out of the church. Ooh. I wonder what that's all about and who wrote the letter. Either way, at least someone is looking out for us. It kind of reminds me of a certain game with rabbits and Super Mario. Know what I mean, folks? Either way, an ominous presence is cheering us on from a safe distance. Whatever that means. Anyway, before we move on, I believe there is something special right back this way. So, hop back into the boat and head towards the blue flames. If you don't do this, you won't be able to get this at any other point in the game. This is your only opportunity to do this. So in we go. As soon as I can turn this goddamn thing. Come on, off the wall. Thank you. Jesus. Well, will you look at that? A hidden merchant hut. Not only can we find some additional ammo, but also a herb, a much needed herb, and also the merchant himself. So that's pretty cool. I'm pretty sure he has some pretty useful items on sale now. On sale now for only $299 US. Quite a collection he's got here. Indeed. Look at this. There's like a Thompson. There's also a Uzi. That looks like a Lee Enfield. That looks like something else entirely. And I'm not sure what else he has here. Looks like some grenades. Like old-fashioned grenades.
Got some rare things on sale, stranger.
I wonder what you mean
What are
by
you
that.
selling?
It doesn't look like there's much of anything else here. So let's go and sell the treasure that we have here.
Thank you.
Nice,
What are you buying?
good old 20 grand. Always
What
nice
are
to
you
have.
buying?
It looks like the handgun can now be upgraded further, but since we sold it, we unfortunately can't really upgrade it since it's not in our inventory. But we can upgrade other weapons we have here. So I'm going to go ahead and upgrade the TMP further. There we go. That's done. Onward to the next weapon. What should I upgrade now? Probably the rifle would be a good choice.
Is that all? Thank you. Is that not enough cash?
Oh,
stranger?
okay. Out of cash already. Fantastic.
What are you selling?
Okay, anything else here worth selling? No. Okay, we're pretty much good to go here. That's basically the hidden merchant here. Of course, I have plenty of flash grenades. Well, technically 4 of them, but trust me when I say we're going to be using them quite a bit within this next chapter here. And at this point in the game, this is where things really start to get kind of hectic, if you know what I mean. Also, the boat clearly was parked in a place where it was... Shoot the fish. Okay, why is it still alive? Man. Well, so much for being able to eat that thing. Well, that was kind of pointless then. Retry from the checkpoint. So, if you feel like you've wasted ammo on nothingness, or if you feel like that part did not go very well, you can always reload from a checkpoint. Doesn't count as a death, thank God. but even so, it's still kind of an inconvenience. Oh well, what can you do? Let's see if there's any other treasures that I need to make note of. Yes, there was. At the merchant. Figures. Guess we're going to be heading back there real fast. Didn't realize there was another treasure that I just completely missed. It's a good idea to try to get your hands on as much treasure as you possibly can, because trust me, you're going to need all the pesetas that you can get. Because if you don't get it now, you may not be able to get it ever. Okay. Like I said, there is a treasure here somewhere. As far as where exactly, that I am completely unsure of. It might be on top of this hut here. Oh, yeah, there is. Oh. I forgot. I can push this box. Can't believe I didn't even think about that. Whatever. Better to figure this out now. Ugh. Excuse me. Okay. What do we have over here? First off, a green gem. And 1,000 more pesetas. We could also jump down here and hang out with the merchant. And get some additional ammo too for free.
Got some rare things on sale. What are you buying?
Okay, at least now we can probably buy one more upgrade, maybe? Or... Right, I gotta sell this new treasure I got first. Dewey.
Is that all? Thank you.
Okay.
What are you buying?
Alright. Now we can afford at least one more upgrade for some weapon, right? That would be the rifle.
Is that all? Thank you.
Okay then. That's taken care of. Gotten the treasure that's here, and we also upgraded one of our weapons even further, so that's pretty sweet. Like I said, upgrading your weapons, especially during certain times where you're completely out of ammo for something, is honestly not a bad idea. Because at least you get a full magazine for free, so that's pretty sweet. Alright, let's just make sure there's nothing else really to note here. Well, there is. It's just a little bit further ahead this way. It's just getting to the treasure is going to be a bit of a hassle. Let's just say that much. Ooh. Whoa. Okay, what the hell's going on with you? Oh! Damn! Well, say hello to the Las Plagas. The Las Plagas is a weird leech-like thing that appears and spawns randomly if you manage to shoot an enemy in the head enough times. If you take it out, or if you take out an enemy and shoot him in the head, there is a possibility where one of these little bastards will spawn. You can very quickly dispose of these guys with the use of flash grenades, as that'll take them out in one shot for whatever reason. They're just like birds. So if you're running low on ammo, don't be afraid to use a flash grenade to take out the Las Plagas. By the way, I've learned about this just recently, but apparently only 2 Las Plagas can be spawned in at one time. Once 2 of them spawn in off of random villagers, no more will spawn. And again, in order to kill the Las Plagas, you must shoot the Las Plagas in the head. Body shots do not count. You're just wasting ammo if you're doing that. So be sure to make your shots count. By the way, the Resident Evil series is known for not only a different control scheme, but also for having pre-rendered graphics as well as a fixed camera angle within each and every location throughout the entire game. Resident Evil 4 is the first game in the Resident Evil series to do away with that control scheme and that mechanic. Also, hooray! That was pretty sweet. For whatever reason, whenever you're shaking off an enemy, or if you're climbing something, or doing any sort of action whatsoever that involves traversing an obstacle, you're invincible while you're doing it. Not sure why that is. I feel like that's a bit of a developer oversight. But whatever. Either way, it's still useful for us, anyway, as far as traversal is concerned. Anyway, in order to get to the next part of this area, you first need to shoot these dang boxes that are on the chain. Afterwards, we'll just have to traverse over the boxes and just make our way across. Also, random treasure. Don't forget to grab this. Nice amber ring. By the way, for whatever reason, the current is too strong and you can't traverse your way through that waterfall. Don't know why. I never really tried to go through a strong current via a waterfall of any sort, but if a current really is that strong, it might not be wise to just charge straight through. So, in order to get through the waterfall, we need to find a way to essentially seal it off, if you know what I mean. Alright, let's pull this lever. So, that'll alleviate some of the current of the waterfall, so that's pretty cool. And boom, baby! Now the waterway is completely sealed off here, so now we can just get through here with ease. So that's awesome. Okay, looks like we're done here for this part. Let's go. I'm pretty sure we're gonna meet some... Yep, of course. Of frickin' course. I knew it was too good to be true. We have some resistance here, of course. Now, at this point in the game, enemies are going to start being a lot more evasive. Let's just put it that way. By the way, if you're dealing with a large group of enemies, one strategy that you can employ when dealing with a large group of enemies in the Las Plagas is intentionally just spawn 2 Las Plagas, but don't kill either one of them. Instead, save them for once you clear out all the remaining enemies. That way, you can make it so no more of those bastards will spawn. Because the Las Plagas are some of the most dangerous enemies in the entire game. As you probably saw, they were kind of swinging around a tentacle of some sort. Well, that tentacle can slice off your head if you get too close to it. So, you will die if you happen to get too close to a Las Plagas. The last thing you need to do is get up close and personal with it.
I've obtained an object that resembles the cult group's insignia.
Wonderful, Leon. Head back to the church. Ashley's safety is our immediate priority.
Indeed it is. That is priority number 1 in RE4. So, other than survival, of course. Oh, hello. We have some bats. Slice them. Dice them. Kick them around. Thankfully, the bats don't hurt you. They're just, background. They're just part of the background. But I think if you kill them, you can, maybe you'll be able to spawn an item or two, but other than that, it's kind of a waste of time. So why am I killing them then? Because I feel like it. Alright, on we go. Funny enough, this looks like the same boat that we used quite a while back. And, well, speaking of which, we're back at the church area.
A selection of good things on sale, stranger. What are you buying?
You sure about that? Because it doesn't look like you have anything new here. So that's kind of unfortunate. Anyway, let's go and sell this amber ring, and let's see if we can upgrade something else. It looks like we can upgrade the shotgun's power, but not really. We're still about 1100% that's short, so that kind of sucks. We can still upgrade the rifle though, the sniper rifle, so that's pretty sweet. I think I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade the shotgun. Yeah, that sounds about right. And boom. Upgrade the capacity of the rifle. By the way, once you obtain all upgrades for a particular weapon, one more special upgrade will be available for that weapon. And depending on the weapon that you fully upgrade, we'll get a special upgrade that's unique to that weapon and that weapon alone, even if it is of the same type. So that's pretty handy, especially for something like the shotgun, for example. If you upgrade the weapon to its maximum firepower and upgrade it to its maximum capability, you'll get the opportunity to purchase a special attachment that essentially makes it so the further away the enemy is, the more damage it deals, instead of it being the other way around. So that's pretty neat. Although it does kind of eliminate the purpose of a shotgun, but whatever. Let's just go. We're pretty much done here anyway. Also, I completely forgot about this. Okay. Okay, there we go. Didn't realize I was completely out of space, but oh well. What can you do? Alright, let's go. I wonder what's going on. Whoa! Okay. We're completely trapped. Rapido. I wonder what that could mean. What's good? What's going on in here? Uh-oh. Even the villagers can't seem to control this magnificent beast. Whatever it is. Whoa! There's a big guy. Ooh, that is nasty. Oh dear. Say hello to the second boss, Mr. I have no idea what his name is. Maybe he's the real El Gigante. Either way, he's a giant. He's big, he's nasty, and he is ready to kick your ass. So unleash all that you have against him and shoot him until he freaking drops dead. Also, be on the lookout for, oh, what's going on here? Hey!
Hey, it's that dog.
That wolf, Leon. That wolf. Either way, the wolf we saved earlier, if we, manage to free it, rather than kill it, it'll provide a distraction. So, now we can, shoot Mr. Giant here pretty easily, as the wolf distracts him while we unload a pound of lead on him. So that's pretty handy. You can also cheese this fight as well and completely miss the... Oh, okay. Oh, now the real fun begins. After shooting Mr. Giant enough times, the Jolly Green Giant, a Los Plagas will bust out of his spine. As soon as it does, that will be your opportunity to deal some major damage against Mr. Giant here. You could also use the houses as cover too, but don't get used to them being there. Also, QTE like freaking crazy. I find it kind of funny how we have a wolf who's fighting alongside us in this fight, and we can find ammo that has a wolf on it. That's pretty funny. It is pretty funny if you truly think about it. But anyway, be prepared for doing a lot of QTE kind of events here throughout the entirety of the fight. And be sure to nail as many as you possibly can. If you don't nail them, well then you're going to receive a lot of damage. And my god, that is the last thing that you need. And being grabbed also doesn't help things either. It's kind of like being grabbed by a villager. If you are grabbed onto for too long, you will die. So, like I said, when it comes to the TMP, it really is a damn good weapon for dealing a lot of damage downrange very quickly. Though it is considerably weak, it's still not a bad weapon by any means. Especially for this point in the game where ammo is so freaking scarce. But there we go. After shooting enough freaking lead into the son of a bitch, he's finally dead. And so the gates just magically open up for whatever reason. But there we go. After beating him, we get 15,000 pesetas. So that is awesome. Don't forget to pick it up on your way out. And I believe that the reward will stick around forever. So don't worry about it despawning for whatever reason. Besides, it glows. It sticks out like a sore thumb, and it's shiny, and it's huge. Huge AF. So that's awesome. Alright, there we go. Another vial of this. Perfect. Here we go. Now we're fully healed, and we're stronger than ever. By the way, there's really no way you can quickly switch from one weapon to another in this game, which is kind of unfortunate, but oh well. Not really much you can do. Also, apparently, you can play this game using the D-pad if you want, but again, I would not recommend it. It's just nowhere near as precise as using an analog stick. You can also play using keyboard and mouse if you're playing this on PC, but again, it all comes down to... Whoa! Whoa! Okay. Ooh! Crap. God damn it. Well, that was unexpected. Damn it. Oh well. Alright. At least I'll be better prepared this time. Ugh. I forgot about those wolves. For whatever reason, even the wolves are infected with the Las Plagas virus. I wonder if this thing was developed by the Umbrella Corporation. Who knows? More than likely it was. But, anyway, let's try this again. Oops. If I pull out the right weapon, that is. There we go. Nice pot shots to the face. Okay. The rifle does come with its own built-in scope, but I don't think you're able to zoom in very far without the, this thing. Other than that, though, the scope is not necessarily needed, but it's still very nice to have, and it's highly recommended that you hold on to the scope anyway. Funny enough, the scope kind of looks like the scope that it would that you would see on a certain other weapon from GoldenEye 007. Wonder why that is. It's really weird. I'm not sure why that is. Alrighty. Alrighty, folks. Let's head into the church. Time to rescue the president's daughter, who is in no way, shape, or form related to President Trump. Okay, there you go. Put that into the door, and in we go. Welcome to church. Welcome to the Shrine of Lies. I'll tell people my sins as they sharpen their knives. I don't even know how the rest of the lyrics go of the song I'm thinking of. AKA, take me to church. Okay. Well, for whatever reason, this holy place is probably the least safe location in all of Resident Evil. At least this game, anyway. Excuse me. Anyway, the church is not very big. And for whatever reason, we can't really get to where Ashley is being held. At least right now. But after we solve this next puzzle, we should be able to get in no problem. Ashley's got to be here somewhere. There's got to be a way to open this. Well, no shit, Sherlock. Let's go ahead and open this up right now. Shine the lights. And let's make that insignia. Yeah, that seems about right. Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's combine. And there we go. There we go. Puzzle solved. Now, let's see the president's daughter.
Ashley.
Don't come!
Hey, take it easy.
No! Get away!
Calm down. Everything's going to be just fine. My name's Leon. I'm under the president's order to rescue you.
What? My father?
That's right. And I have to get you out of here. Now come with me.
Well, there we go.
It's Leon. I've succeeded in extricating my subject.
Good work, Leon. I'll send a chopper over right away.
Where's the extraction point?
There's another trail that you can take to get out of the village. The chopper will pick you up beyond there.
Got it. I'm on my way.
Great. Now that we've rescued the president's daughter, now comes the most fun part of the game, and everyone's favorite part of the game as well. Welcome to the escort missions. So throughout the entirety of the game, now that Ashley is on our side, we now have to babysit her and make sure that she stays safe no matter what. Ashley does have her own health bar, but she cannot take very much hits whatsoever, unlike Leon, who can tank most of the stuff here. Like, any explosive will instantly kill her. And if she gets shot, yeah, she's dead. Even a shot to the freaking pinky toe and she's dead. But if she gets whacked by something like a pitchfork or some other sharp object, she'll receive some damage and quite a bit of damage at that. But again, trying to keep Ashley nice and healthy as much as possible. You can also increase her health, her maximum health permanently, the same way we've been doing it with Leon. So that's pretty cool. Now that Ashley is here with us, we're also introduced to a new mechanic where we can actually tell Ashley to stay where she is or just...
Wait, follow me.
You can tell her to wait in one certain spot or tell her to follow you. You can do this by pushing the right bumper on the Xbox 360 controller or R1 on the PlayStation controller. I'm not sure what it is on PC, like with keyboard and mouse, but either way. There you go. Also, whenever you're climbing up and down a ladder, if you're climbing down the ladder or jumping down, you do have to catch Ashley.
I'll take the girl.
Who are you?
If you must know, my name is Osman Sadler, the master of this fine religious community.
What do you want?
To demonstrate to the whole world our astounding power, of course. No longer will the United States think they can police the world forever. So, we kidnapped the president's daughter in order to give her our power and then send her back.
No. Leon, I think they shot something in my neck.
What did you do to her?
We just planted her a little gift. Oh, there's going to be one hell of a party when she returns home to her loving father. But before that, I thought I might bargain with the president for some donation. Believe it or not, it takes quite a lot of money to keep this church up and running.
Faith and money will lead you nowhere, Sadler.
Oh, I believe I forgot to tell you that we gave you the same gift.
When I was unconscious.
Oh, I truly hope you like our small but special contributions. When the eggs hatch, you will become my puppets. Involuntarily, you'll do as I say. I'll have total control over your minds. Don't you think this is a revolutionary way to promulgate one's faith?
Sounds more like an alien invasion if you ask me.
Whoa.
You okay?
Leon, what's gonna happen to us?
Don't worry. We got into this mess. We can get out of it.
I wonder what that can mean, but either way, that's the end of Chapter 2-1, and we are at the 3-hour mark now. So now that we have Ashley, the fun of this game can truly begin. But we will be saving the next part of the game for next time, because I've been going on for over 3 hours now. Now's a good time to call it quits for today. This is General Snivy with the Resident Evil 4 playthrough. Thank you all so much for watching, and if you enjoyed, or if you were able to attend the live stream live, thank you for attending. In the next session, we're going to be heading into Chapter 2-2, and watch as the fireworks truly go off and are on display. And we also got to figure out how the heck it is we can get rid of this dang virus that's inside of us before the eggs hatch. Either way, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. think I got one.